Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And of course, let's talk about the Owl House. Better yet, let's talk about the Follies of the Coven Day Parade. Oh man, was that a major roller coaster. And the first episode starting back into season 2 of the Owl House. One thing that made it so great was Kikimora. She definitely was a very interesting character, and now learning more about her situation in the Emperor's Coven, Bev definitely took everything into a major 180. So previously, I originally thought that Kikimora had some sort of personal feelings for the Emperor, as did Hunter did, practically busting her butt to get his approval up to the point where he has some major paranoia. But now it definitely seems like there's going to be a 50-50 chance of a redemption here. But in this video, I'm going to go over the character arc and where it's going to go from here. I did say in a previous video that she was going to have a redemption, but I thought to take this another step further after seeing what happened.
My butt is on the line, and so help me Titan. If you ruin this, I will throw you off the tallest peak of the knee with a smile.
That poor girl has gone through something.
No kidding! Kikimora has been through a lot, and just in a short amount of time, she definitely went from 0 to 180 in practically in one season alone. So as a quick recap, she was basically a secondary character, a small role basically. She only appeared at least in 2 episodes, Convention as well as the Agony of a Witch, as well as the old blood young souls. However, we learn about her situation.
She said if I don't make it back for the family reunion, I'd be banished from Palm Stings and the family home. But I failed too many missions, and if I leave my job now, I'll be banished from my life. There you go. It's gonna be okay.
So basically, the plan was, originally, with Luce's creativity, was to create a distraction using fireworks, glyphs, you name it, in order to get everyone's attention away from Kikimora's float, in order for her to actually go away safely. But, Fukabash! She happened. Terra Snapdragon, the head of a planet Coven, and probably one of the most hated characters and the hated head of the Covens. Now, the thing is, she decided to get very manipulative with Kikimora by giving her a promotion, which, by the end of the episode, we all know is a bold-faced lie. Unfortunately...
Yes, thank you, Luz, for all the help. After what? By the next volume?
Damn it, Kiki! You are so hard to love, but yet so hard to hate at the same time. Personally, I feel bad about her situation, but this is where she could have some potential of a redemption. So from this recap alone, you can definitely get the idea that Kikimora has been under a lot of pressure, not only from the Emperor's Coven, but from her family as well. Though it really does bug me that her mom threatened to banish her considering her situation. And of course you have Terra Snapdragon, who manipulated her feelings and her ambitions against her own will, and thus resulting in her ultimate folly, as the episode itself had said. So in a lot of ways, this just shows how emotionally and mentally vulnerable she is. Kikimora definitely came across as cool, calm, and collected, but that was basically the tip of the iceberg. She's more complicated than that. As I said before, she's very vulnerable emotionally and mentally, all thanks to the messed up system of the Emperor's Coven. Plus, her mommy issue sounds a lot like Andy's problem, with her mom being manipulated and probably shown for something of less value. So, of course, it would make sense for her to kind of have some toxic relationship with her mom. Well, that's all I can get since I can't actually see the mom. Plus, after the horrible betrayal that Kiki pulled off, it was like reality finally hit her in the head when she learned that her so-called promotion was that she was able to get to live. So it definitely means for her that she's slowly getting the idea of just how messed up everything is. I don't know of when the 180 will be, but I feel like this is going to be a starting point at that section. She'll probably get very fed up soon enough, especially if you've seen her card in the Season 2 intro, where it goes from calm and collected, being reversed, and then it turns into an absolute beast mode, which could mean that she's just finally fed up with how she's treated. So yeah, I do feel like Luz could still have some possibility of trying to help a little bit flesh out Kiki's redemption arc a little bit more. I know it's still early in the game, but Luz is willing to help anyone. I know that after the fallout that she had with Kikimora in the Coven, I don't think she's going to give her up too easily, because after all, she does understand of how the Emperor Coven is very messed up, and may find Kikimora in a really bad situation. And I feel like Kikimora has some respect for her, because she called her Luz. Here's what I mean by that. So you have Basha. Earlier in the Follies of the Coven Day Parade, she kept calling Luz human a lot, and not just in this episode alone, which means she does not have a whole lot of respect for her, while Kikimora, on the other hand, seemed to have more respect. Now, King could also be another character that seems to be capable of helping Kikimora out with her problems and flesh out her redemption more. If there's anyone who actually knows what it's like dealing with these sorts of delusions and having to go through these struggles, it'd be him. After all, when he learned the truth of who he really is and where he came from, he was struggling with the turmoil with his reality, as well as the fact that he was so caught up with the fantasy that was before him. It definitely resulted into some major problems there. So of course it would make sense that he would want to have Kikimora, or at least he would have a chance to talk to Kikimora, because he knows what it's like having no one to take him seriously, as well as having to deal with everything else. And of course, I do feel like Rain could also be another candidate for this list, mostly because he's the only Coven head so far who's actually nice to her. They seem to be the kind of person that don't look down on others and tries to get onto their level. I mean, true, his memory is a bit wiped clean, but I feel like once he regains his memories, as well as see what Kiki's gone through, they will try to do everything in their power to help out. I know this is a long shot, but I do feel like there could be something going on with Kiki's redemption up to that point. So what do you guys think about this video? Do you think Kiki is someone worth saving? Let me know in the comments below. Do a like, subscribe. This is Dragon Videos, signing off.